Just a heads up on a topic that never gets covered. Probably nobody even thinks about it. Never buy anything from a pawn shop. Why? Because if you really analyze what's going on there, the only reason why people sell things is because they are absolutely at the rock bottom of their life. Or these items have been stolen and pawned off to these shops. So either way, the energy that is assigned to these objects is of the lowest vibrational nature. When you buy something at a pawn shop, what you're actually doing is you're actually buying somebody else's misery and depression, sadness. Perhaps they were at a point of suicidal thoughts. It doesn't matter. It's all of the lowest vibration. You know, when people are really down and out and they're really, it's a hard luck time for them. That's when they usually pawn off these things to these shops. So all of that energy is infused in these objects, these items that they're selling for, pennies because they're getting ripped off by the store. When I was in a pinch years ago, we had to pay the rent. I had to sell all my guitars and stuff. It broke my heart to do it, but that's exactly what it is. It's always when you're in a real bad time in your life that you have to sell the things you love. And that energy is infused within these objects. So when you buy these objects, you're assimilating that energy and everything that goes with the person that sold it, everything that goes with what was happening in their life. It's all now becoming yours. So it's something to think about. It's like one of the reasons why that it's not a really good thing to eat meat. I'm not saying as a vegetarian or a vegan because that's nonsense, because I've already made a video. Life eats life to live. In order for something to live, something has to die. So whatever you're eating has already sacrificed its life force to allow yours to continue. It doesn't matter if it's a carrot or a cow, an apple or a pig. It's alive, it's growing, it has life, it's a soul, it's conscious. So it doesn't matter what form you think that life is. Only mammals and reptiles and birds, all things are alive. There's no such thing as an inanimate object. Everything is living and breathing and vibrating at a specific frequency. So if you're eating something, you're killing something in order to allow your life to continue. So when you eat meat, like beef, what you're actually eating is the suffering and the torment and the torture that the animal had to go through when they were being murdered. So you're actually imbibing that murderous action and those experiences and those energies that go with it. It's just the truth. That's why I always tend to veer away from meat, not because it's, I want to be vegan and play that, delusional fantasy role. I'm not into that. Because I'm here alive now, I've eaten so many things, and unfortunately, they have had to sacrifice their life in order to allow mine to continue. So I'm not playing any delusional game with myself. But the reason why you should never buy anything at a pawn shop is because what you're doing is you're actually connecting to an element of energy from someone else who is in a really bad place in their life. It could be death of a loved one. They had to sell these things, or perhaps it was the loved one's items, heirlooms, whatever it was, and they had to be sold. It was always of a negative nature that people sell these things, or they're probably stolen from somebody and sold to these shops. So it's just a little food for thought the next time you want to contemplate going into one of these stores, because you'll know right away as soon as you go near one of these stores, it's just a low vibrational frequency that it's broadcasting and transmitting. So you can clearly see that everything in there is of the same vibrational nature. The vibrational environment of a pawn shop is not high vibrational. It's always low vibrational, of the lowest vibration, because all of the elements in there are all accumulating to create a collective unconsciousness in there, an atmosphere that's laden and dense, very heavy, very suffocating. It isn't a cheerful, bright, happy, high vibrational space that you're going to enter into. It's like bail bonds. All of these places are very low vibrational, because what they're actually doing is talking about getting criminals, throwing them in jail, making money off of it. I mean, that's the nature of the beast in that business, but that doesn't mean that it's high vibrational, because it's not. So just be very cautious next time you feel the need to walk into one of these shops, because it's an energy that you better be prepared to receive, because unless you somehow transmute it and sage these things, you're going to assimilate them. It's not to say if you're going to go to like a place and just sell your stuff because you don't want it. You could be in a great place and maybe something brings you bad memories and you just got to get it out of your life. That's something different. But even these online shops that buy used musical gear and such, or any type of thing, it's always a situation where the person is not in a good way in their life and they've got to get rid of it because they need the money to continue living. So that's not a high vibrational reason to want to assimilate these things, because that energy is assigned to it and it's stuck in there. It's trapped in there. So when you're buying these things, what's happening on a metaphysical level is that you're absorbing all of the energies of that person and their life in those moments. Even if they've moved on, the energy doesn't move on. The person might have moved on to a different vibrational state, but the energy contained within those moments is locked inside those elements. Just some food for thought that maybe next time when you pass a pawn shop that you might want to contemplate not going inside. Peek around, but if you buy something, especially something of a very, very personal nature, then that's a real deep, deep, deep connection you're about to make with somebody you don't know and whose life at that time was not in a good place.